All right, good evening. Good evening, traders. A warm welcome to you. Thanks for tuning into our live trading room here. This is the evening session at 1800 hours. I'm Ashley Reeve here. And before we get started, remember, guys, the information discussed in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. All right, guys, warm welcome to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Let's give it a minute or two here for some of the guys to jump on as well with us. It's an absolute pleasure being with you tonight. This is the live trading room, our evening session. We're going to be kicking it off where we did at 3:30, 6 o'clock. It's a continuation. And then obviously at the end, I'm going to give a bit of commentary there as to, what I'm going to be looking for. Whilst we in hibernation, temporal hibernation, during the Sydney and Tokyo session. And if there's anything that happens, you could possibly take a bit of advantage of. All right. I must say I'm pretty weary of that Euro USD. It's showing quite a few signs of resistance. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm really looking at that GBP USD, and the GBP USD is really pushing down here significantly. That's a very important point. All right, I see Petunia's there. There we go. Isabel, I see you. Transfer. Brett, I should be okay now, right? I should be okay now, right? Should be okay now. All right, so just another minute or two, guys, and then we're going to get going. 30 pips down here. There's been some significant improvement here with the NAS. We've seen it move down now, but I'll give you some of that fundamentals now, all right? I'll give you some of that fundamentals as to what is happening over there, all right? So just another minute or two, all right, guys? Another minute or two. Just a minute or two. Couple of seconds left. All right, let's get going, guys. Let's get going here this evening. All right, so let's maybe start it off with, chatting a little bit about the US stocks here, guys. And I'll kick it off with the US 30. And I mentioned to you the US 30 still needs to come down. It actually did. But let's just quickly maybe start with that, all right? So the markets today, mostly lower as technology and AI, hold on for me, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. So the US stocks were mostly lower. Yeah, a lot of the technology and AI chips stocks sold off. S&P came down 0.7%. Nas about 2.7%. Dow Jones pulled back after reaching a record high there, which we had chatted about. Although later recovered to finish a little bit higher, guys. All right, so this is very interesting here. We mentioned this yesterday already, and you can see the movement there into the short-term area. We've not discussed anything after that. I think we'd only get into those discussions once price starts moving below the 52,000. So at this point in time, we're seeing a bit of a retreat here. I think what's also important here, the biggest weakness did come from the semiconductor companies. I mean, Samsung reportedly, had excellent profits, but investors are questioning whether, companies are spending too much on the AI infrastructure. The major losers included the same ones that we saw yesterday. That was good. Micron, SanDisk, Applied Materials, AMD, Nvidia. These were the same companies that did well yesterday, and today it's different. So that's why when you're trading markets short-term, guys, all right, please understand that you are trading a very risky market. Price can move, all right? Specifically, AMD and Nvidia were also pressurized, guys, after the reports that China's DeepSeek is developing its own AI chip. Now, this is crazy because the US is known for chips. So the fact that DeepSeek is the AI equivalent to ChatGPT is now designing its own AI chip, right? And it's increasing a lot of the future competition. So maybe a trading takeaway you can take from there is that the AI stocks are continuing to remain volatile, guys. Strong earnings alone on them are no longer enough here. And so obviously, with that being said, if investors worry about future growth, you're not just going to need those strong earnings. That's going to be very, very important. So we're seeing the decline here today. And so just be very, 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 very careful. All right, I see it. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Trent. Thank you very much, my friend. Beautiful, beautiful. It should be good now, right? Great, great, great community. Love it, guys. This is what it's about, man. King, how's it, my friend? Are you well? Shirley, I see you there. Good evening. Good evening. It should be okay now, right, Trent? Trent, just let me know. That should be okay then. Huh? Or if someone else can maybe let me know if Trent is. Yeah. All right. So I think it's very important for us to see that it's coming down. NAS is coming down. What we should remember is that we had a new analysis, or at least a fresh pair of eyes here, and we saw the 27,000 being a zone that the Nasdaq could actually go to. If you switch to a daily, that is a doable area. 27,426. It's a fantastic zone, guys. There we go, King. Brilliant. Thanks, Trends. Got you. All right. So 27,426. I think, whilst we're in the neighborhood, let's quickly have a look at that US 30 here. I know this is something we did yesterday, but I think let's maybe switch gears. Let's maybe switch gears here. Yeah, that center is too much. The center is too much. Yeah, that about does. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. All right, this is a beautiful move, by the way. This is going to be a beautiful move. Let me go to work on this one here. This is US 30, okay? Let's see. All right, so this is the US 30 here. All right, so we have a 49,000, very, very low there. I mean, let's just see how far it went up from 49 to 52. I know it's doable. It's doable. 49, guys. 49,500 and sorry, 49,154. That seems to be the zone. All right, that seems to be the zone. But if you're looking for something a little bit more, let me just see if I can find it. This would be your first pit stop right there. All right, 51,000. So obviously you're going to be looking at lower time frames now, okay? So if price breaks the support here, then it looks like we could be pushing down first to this area. All right, that's the US 30 right there. So that's the first zone there. And then from there, we look at 49. In that order. All right, these two zones. Number one, so we break that support there down to 51. That seems to be the case at this point in time. So that's the US 30, all right? Oh, really? Is it okay now? It should be. I think it's okay now, guys. King says music's perfect. All right, so guys, let's try and find each other in the midway mark. All right, so US 30, break of 52,702, down to 51,155. A lot of divergence here, guys. I think we're going to push down here. Now, guys, this is already giving me insight into tomorrow's FOMC minute meetings. Because if we have these indices coming down, I mean, the Nasdaq's also coming down. So if we have the Nasdaq coming down, the US 30 coming down, all of these guys coming down, what that means is essentially we could get a stronger dollar tomorrow, which is putting me in a place where this Euro USD, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all. So that's why I have to give you the commentary here. All right, for it. I have to give you commentary here for the Euro USD. Because if we're going to get a stronger dollar, we're going to obviously come down here. AUD USD, the same thing. So far, it is bullish at this point in time. That's right now we're bullish. All right, so we're just waiting to see what happens at the FOMC. All right, guys. Am I still audible there? Let me know. My good people, am I audible there? All right. Let's go to the oil price here, guys. I also wanted to check out the oil price. It's looking phenomenal. Oh, man, this is a beautiful trade. It's so tempting to go into it because I have the setup. It's clean. Look at this. It's absolutely stunning. Now, obviously, oil here, guys, rose by roughly about 2%. All right. You can see, obviously, it's trading above the $70 per barrel. The move actually came after the attacks on the commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. This has raised fears of supply disruptions again, and that's why we're seeing this move here. However, oil obviously still remains well below the recent highs because markets still expect global supply to improve. So the rising oil prices here at this point in time can increase the inflation expectations, and it obviously supports a lot of the energy stocks. So I'm seeing the oil price pushing right up here. Look at this. This looks like it's a phenomenal move. Look at that, guys. Look at this. So if I do get into this one, I'll wait for 74 to break. I'll wait for 74 to break and hold, actually. And then I'm going to get into it to go up to 81. So I'm going to leave this one just as is. Beautiful divergence here. It's looking beautiful. I'm looking to go 50% of the way. So I'm just waiting for break and hold above there. All right, I'm waiting for a break and a hold above there. And then I'm going to get into oil. All right, then I'm going to get into oil. For now, I'm going to just leave a little bit there. All right. Edgar, I see you there. Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. All right, let's go, guys. Oil is looking good here. It's looking phenomenal. I'm going to leave it for now. Let's move over, guys. I'm going to the AUD USD. All right, so AUD USD is very important here, guys. You can see we are literally, just staying put where we are. What's important about this one is that we have seen it correlate then with the Euro USD. I'll bring up the pound dollar in a second, but the AUD USD is still, I'm still bullish here. I'm still in a trade here. I am still in a trade here. Price might, just go down a little bit further. It's, yeah, price might just go down, but I'm gonna wait this one out. I'm gonna see what happens. It looks a little bit more stable. All right. I'm currently at the 0.69314. I'm trading a bit of the hourlies here, the 4 hour. I got my divergence here. There's the first peak, the second peak facing downside. This is the highs, and I'm waiting for price to be pushing up here again. All right, this one was from yesterday already, and we're waiting. All right, Euro USD the same here. That's why I said I'm a bit skeptical on the Euro USD. This one is, although it shows recovery, it keeps on breaking again. It keeps on breaking. Look at that. It keeps on breaking back into this channel that I had actually identified. It keeps on breaking back into it. So that's putting me in a position to wait it out, to wait a little bit here. All right. Hold on for me. So I actually want to do this one over. And I might just exit this one because at this point, the FOMC meetings should be putting a lot of strain on this one here. So I'll do the 4 hour on this one. Let me see if I can do, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. So the 4 hour, I can see that we're pretty bearish here, but there's no divergence to say we're going up. You see that there's no divergence, so which means we could be following the higher time frame. So let me go up. Yeah, look guys, we might be following. There's no divergence yet. There's no divergence on the higher time frames yet. There's on the 3 hour, there's on the 2 hour, and there's on the 1 hour, but the 2 hour looks good. You see that? So if we're going to be trading this one, let's take it down. So from there down, that's the move. Now remember, we've already reached 50%. You see, so that 50%, if the FOMC comes out and we tank down here, it means we're going to be tanking down on the much shorter time frames. Are you with me there? Storm, I see you there. Brett, thank you very much, my friend. I'm actually redoing it now because if the FOMC meeting comes out and we have a stronger dollar, we might be going down here. All right, we might be going down here. So let me try and really rather look at a shorter time frame here. Let's see what I can come up with. Just give it a couple of seconds to load. Yeah, it's still. The divergence is on the shorter time frames, guys. It's not on the higher time frames. It's not on the higher time frames. I think we're going to get a bit of a pullback here first. Yeah, I think we're going to get a bit of a pullback here first. Let me try and give you context for that. Where we could possibly go to first. Yeah, we already passed the 50. And then we have this area here. Okay, so I'm going to do this. This is where we could get the pullback, okay? Now I'm going to do the higher time frames now. Now I'm going to do the higher time frames. Please pay attention, guys. So we've not reached the 50 year yet. Are you guys with me here? Definitely have not reached the 100. All right. Now watch this. All right. So look at this. Shorter time frames. What I'm seeing here is there's a high probability we could be coming down to 1.13 first. All right. High probability that we could be coming down to 1.13 first. Look at that. See that? Are you guys tracking with me there? That is the possibility that exists right now. Stronger dollar. That's why you see NAS coming down. We had the US 30 possibly coming down. So if Euro USD is doing that, we're going to see something similar from the AUD USD. So this is where the correction could come. You guys see that? There's still a lot of divergence here. No, granted, there's a lot of divergence that's still set up, but we could first come down here. I think that's a very, very important point to note. Is everybody clear with that? Is everybody with me on that one? So let me now show you the GBP USD. So GBP USD, let it just load. See, it has exactly the same thing. On the lower time frames, it's bearish. All right, here's the center. We've not seen the 50 yet. Still have a far way to go. $1.33. Yeah, I mean, it's such a short move down. I'm doing the same thing here, guys. All right, that's where the correction could come to, all right? Right there. Okay, so now you see how it's already come to its equilibrium? See, we've already touched the 50. We're already above the 50. And there's the 100. All right, now watch. See that? There's a lot of resistance here. All right, so the 50 we already passed. In actual fact, if I take this off, look at this. There's a divergence to possibly first come back into that zone. Do you guys see that? Are you with me there? Before we go up, all right, which aligns with the 3 hour and the 4 hour. The 4 hour is telling us there's divergence at the bottom. Yeah, look at that. There's divergence at the bottom there, but we could first get a pullback here. Do you guys see that? That's the challenge that we're sitting with here. That's the challenge that we are sitting with here. So that's showing up in Euro USD and it's showing up in AUD USD. Look at that. So GBP USD there. The Euro USD is already back in there. AUD USD. Look at that. All right. And then obviously the oil price, we're above my area now. Look at that, we're above. GBP yen, we've not done anything here yet, guys. So that was for, I can't remember who that was for earlier. Euro AUD has not done anything yet. Nothing. Done nothing. BTC, if I believe correct, the Safiso, I think. It's not done anything as yet, guys. And then obviously the gold price. I mean, the gold price, look at that. It's standing still. We are literally waiting for the FOMC meeting minutes at this point in time, guys. We are waiting for the FOMC meeting. Now, guys, if I can say this to you, all right? What's important for us to understand is that obviously with gold, mostly trading flat here, all right? The 4-1, it's now at 4145, around the 4145, 4170. Investors at this point in time are balancing the safe haven demand from the Middle East tensions. That's one. Two, the expectations that the Federal Reserve may just keep those interest rates higher for longer. And number three, China also continued buying gold, supporting the long-term demand. So gold is finding a lot of support from these geopolitical risks, but it's facing resistance from those higher interest rates. So that's why you see it's really just consolidating right now. And that's important. Even with the pound remained near its strongest levels in weeks. But traders expect the Bank of England may raise those interest rates later this year because of the inflation. So even a stronger pound there is reflecting a lot of expectations of higher UK interest rates. So which then dives into my scenario here that there might be one push down here and then we go up. All right. Now, this push to the downside is, guys, they can trade it on the minute frames. They can trade that on the minute frames. From there to there is 172 pips. From there to there is about 50. So that's very, very important to mention. All these corrections you're going to be trading are all just short term. But the main moves here that I'm trying to illustrate for this week is on the higher time frames. And the higher time frames is suggesting there's a correction before they continue. All right. That's a very important point there. So let me go and I want to find the gainers here for at least 0.25% or at least 0.5%. Let's see what we have here. CAD CHF. Okay. USD Swiss franc. There we go. Let's see what's happening here. All right. USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc here. All right. Let's have a look. Look at that strength coming in there. So let's see, guys. We trade this on an hour. Let's first look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour has divergence there. It's already come down. There's divergence there. Okay. So the divergence is happening on the shorter time frame. See that? Shorter time frame. It's not that one. The shorter time frames looks exhausted, guys. Hold on. Yeah, this makes more sense. There we go. This makes more sense. All right, let's look at the daily. So the daily, can you see here, guys? The daily, although it's been pushing down here, there's a lot of divergence there. So because we can see that, we want to try and capitalize on the move to the upside on the shorter time frames. Now, if you go to the 12, the 8, the 6, you can see it. That's where this entire move started. From that area to that area. That was the move. From there, we started going up. So here's the question. Are we going further up? All right. Are we going further up? So that's what we're looking for here. There to there. So here, this was the move here. From there, went down. Now we want to see, are we going to go back up? All right, that's the point. That's the whole point here. That's what we're looking for. So it's already reached 50%. You see that? It's already reached 50%. The next area is here, right there. So if I take this off and I take this off, you can see now that is what we're working with right there. To 0.84. Now, if I go back to what I just had on, which was the mirror chart, I found this on the 8 hour. There's a correction that could be happening here first. So let me find where that could be. Correction. There and there. All right, so look at this. If price comes down here, because that's what it's showing on the 15 minutes, that there's a possibility that price could be coming down first. You see that on the 20 minutes. You see that on the 30. You see that on the 1 hour. If price comes back in, it could come back into this zone and find some form of support. But after it's found its support, then we're looking for price to continue to the upside. So this is the zone where many buy limits can sit. If price comes down here and it lines up, look, it lines up there, it lines up there, it lines up there. All of these areas here, it lines up. So if price comes back, it's coming into a previous zone here of supply. All right. And then we push up to 0.84719. That's the USD Swiss franc. But again, guys, the GBP USD, the Euro USD, all right, there's corrections that's taking place right now. So USD Swiss franc, let's wait and see how this one goes, guys. We can actually, let me go to the Euro CHF and then we can compare the two. I am literally waiting for the FOMC meeting minutes because that's going to give us a lot of information. And fortunately, we have a trading room tomorrow evening as well. So that's going to be good for us. All right. So here's the Euro CHF. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I want to see if there is you see that? So from there to there, we've gone past the 50 already. You see that? Sorry about that, guys. It's just loading. Why is it taking so long? Hold on for me. So it's already past the 50. Look at that. Right there. That's on the 8 hour. All right. So we have our zone there. But if I come down to a lower time frame, yeah, look at that. Okay, so if I do this, correction, see, correction there. Now look at this. Correction possibly down to that area there. Because remember, this is the 50 zone. It's already past the 50. It's already past the 50. That's the 100 there. So there might be a correction. Let me just take this off. So there might be a correction back to that zone, and that you're going to find on the shorter time frames. Look at that. There's the divergence. You see the divergence there? You see that, Brett? Down first, possibly there. Then we push to the upside. Look at all the divergence there. So any guys that's going to buy now, be very careful, because this is the peak right there, coming back into the zone here. Do you see that? So it has the same view like the Euro USD. USD Swiss franc. Do you see that? Ooh, man. All right, so let's loop back quickly. Gold, nothing here yet, guys. All right, nothing here yet. You can look on the hourly frames as well. We're still consolidating here. We had initially thought we're coming down here, but look, price had other plans right there, okay? We have the NAS 100. We're looking to come down here. That's if the dollar does strengthen. BTC, we're still waiting for it to rise. It's just come up. Lots of support there. USD, if we dip below 52,000, we're pushing down further. All right. The Euro USD at this point, correction. All right. GBP USD, possible correction first. USD Swiss franc. This one's supposed to be pushing up here. All right. But there might be a move first down right there. Euro CHF, exactly the same thing. Possible move first the downside. The oil price, we're waiting for $74 a barrel right there. And then obviously the others like the Euro AUD, I mean, we're waiting. That's not something we can actually comment on right now. All right, AUD CAD coming down. I am in a short there with AUD CAD. Looking to take it to 0.95. At this point in time, I'm still waiting for it to really, really push down. EuroCAD is also pushing down, by the way. All right. But guys, everything at this point is really, really waiting on the FOMC minute meetings, meeting minutes. So we'll be waiting to see what happens throughout the day tomorrow. All right. Oh, yes, Brett. Oh, yes, man. So we want to see what the FOMC even does with that. I'm very interested to see what the FOMC meeting does with the oil price. All right. I'm so interested to see what it does with the oil price. But I genuinely think that, if we clear this area here, we're pushing to that $81 a barrel. All right. Let's see how it goes, guys. All right. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna close off a little bit quiet today. We are waiting for the FOMC meeting minutes. I can definitely tell you that. So, and also even the Euro USD. Yes, I'm in a long there. AUD USD, I am in a long over there. Yes. But I'll be watching it very, very closely to see how it does at this area here. If it breaks this specific zone, I'll be on it like a hawk, because what I don't want is for it to break further, because if it breaks down there, that's a different story now. As long as it's within this orbit here, that's fine. Even the Euro USD, as long as it's here in this, it shouldn't break that zone. That's the problem. So as long as it's here, I'm okay. AUD USD, as long as it's in this area, I'm okay. It shouldn't break there. Then it's still fine. So I'll be watching that very, very closely. What I would do. I would normally put an alarm there every 3 hours, but I think these days now I just leave it. Yeah. Update for you. Egypt won. Are you serious? Trend, my guy's out. I had a lot of hope that CR7 will make it. But Espanyol came through last minute. Very, very tight game, yeah? Thanks for that update, my friend. We are following the World Cup, plus we are following the markets all in one. All right? Yeah, no. I think we were pretty disappointed. And I know T is definitely disappointed in that one. He also wanted CR7 to advance. All right, we share the same views. We genuinely like CR7. But I mean, he's finishing off, right? The man with longevity. Yeah, look, if Egypt wins, halala Africa, you know, it will upset the whole world. It will upset the entire world if an African country must win. If that happens, guys, there's going to be a global shift. But hey, guys, listen, have a wonderful evening. We'll catch that FOMC meeting minute update there. I'll be watching the charts very closely tomorrow to see if there's any changes, and we take it from there, all right? But enjoy the World Cup soccer. Stay warm. It's pretty cold out there. All right, then I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:30. All right, see you guys at 9:30. Yeah, African country. Come on, Morocco. Morocco and Egypt. Come on. Let's see if they have it in them. All right. Have a good one now. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.